Donald Trump is back, and so is his America First policy. But what does this mean for international students, especially Indian students who are dreaming of a US degree? Are we looking at tougher policies, fewer job opportunities, and a new wave of rejections? Or is it just political noise? Let's try and break it down. I love data. It resolves misinformation. Let's talk to experts, analyze news, and smartly plan your study abroad journey. Hello aspirants, welcome to Videshi Chai. What is America First and what does it mean? America First was the buzzword during Trump's election campaign. So what is it? The idea behind America First policy is pretty straightforward: to prioritize American workers for jobs, limit immigration, and reduce dependency on foreign talent. Sounds simple, right? But for international students, this can spell trouble. Now, we're talking more visa application scrutiny, fewer work opportunities, and a tougher visa process overall. The last time Trump was in office, H-1B visa rejection rates jumped from 6% in 2015 to 30% in 2020. And that's a huge leap. There were also a ton of delays and policy changes that made it harder for international students to work in the US after graduation. In fact, in 2019, new international student enrollment rates decreased by 7% in the 2017 to 18 academic year, as per the Institute of International Education. Coincidence? I think not. So let's address the elephant in the room. What does Trump's rule in 2025 mean for international students? Are things going to be difficult for international students, or is there a way out? Getting a US visa was never easy, but recent changes could make it a lot harder for international students. First, there's extreme vetting. Under Trump's America First policy, visa applicants face more rigorous screening, and guess what? Higher denial rates and longer processing times. That's a real problem for students hoping to get into the US for studies. Then there are the proposed changes to the F and J visas, which are commonly used by international students. There's talk of restricting the visas to just 2 or 4 years. For students looking to stay longer to complete their degrees, this means that they'll need to apply for renewals more frequently, adding more uncertainty and a ton of extra paperwork. It's a hassle, and let's be honest, visa renewals are expensive as well. The administration has proposed ending birthright citizenship, which could affect the status of children born in the US to international students. Fourth is a much awaited H-1B visa, which is how many students stay and work in the US after graduation. Trump's changes now favor higher wage earners. So even if you get that dream job, if the company doesn't offer a high enough salary, you might not even qualify. It's like playing the field just got a whole lot tougher. Rest assured, things are safer for top graduates in STEM from prestigious universities because generally the salaries are higher. But things are not all gloomy. Despite tougher immigration policies, universities continue to recruit international students as most of these universities rely heavily on global talent for research, innovation, and diversity. Instances of universities like MIT, Stanford, and Harvard lobbying against immigration policies in the past are an indicator of the value that international students bring to the table. Proposed closure of Department of Education. Now, here's where things get interesting. Trump has recently announced his intention to close down the Department of Education. He has called it a big con job, criticizing its spending while the US ranks 40th globally in education. Now, why does this matter to international students? Department of Education plays a huge role in setting policies that affect how universities manage international student enrollments, visa verifications, and even financial aid. If it gets shut down, we could see some major inconsistencies and delays in how schools process student visas and handle international admissions. And that's not it. The administration has implemented a policy allowing Immigration and Customs Enforcement or ICE agents to operate within schools and universities. This move has the potential to create a hostile environment within institutions, as increased enforcement activities could lead to a higher risk of detention and deportation for international students. Trade policies and economic distresses. With Trump's America First mindset, there has been a lot of talks about tariffs, trade wars, and an overall uncertain economic climate. For international students, this means fewer job opportunities. A 2019 survey by the National Association of Colleges and Employers showed that 58% of employers said that they were less likely to hire international candidates due to ongoing trade disputes and an unclear immigration policy. That number had increased by 10% from the year before, which shows a direct correlation between the uncertainty around US immigration and hiring practices. Changing government policies on gender and diversity. Lately, Trump has been outspoken about rolling back some policies related to gender inclusion, and it has had a direct impact on schools. For instance, universities may face funding cuts if they don't comply with the administration's policies on transgender athletes or diversity programs. Well, this could lead to a less inclusive environment on campuses, making it harder for students from different diversities. This might not affect only your academic experience, but also the social environment, which is crucial during the graduation years. So, should international students be concerned? Well, it depends. If you're hoping to come to the US for your studies, it's definitely a more uncertain and complex process under Trump's America First policy. Tougher visa processes, fewer job opportunities, and even changes to the education system could make it harder for you to study and stay in the US long term. However, as we discussed earlier, universities still actively seek global talent, and many have successfully pushed back against restrictive immigration policies in the past. The demand for skilled professionals, particularly in STEM fields, remains strong, and alternative visa pathways such as O1, L1, and EB2 offer additional options beyond H1B. Plus, universities are expanding career support and networking opportunities to help international students navigate these changes. If US immigration policies become more restrictive, countries like the UK, Ireland, and Germany are a great option for you. So, while the road ahead may be uncertain, students who stay informed, plan strategically, and leverage global opportunities will always find a path to success, whether in the US or beyond. Rest assured, I'm here to inform and break down complex study abroad issues into simpler ones for you. So keep an eye out for the latest updates by subscribing to our channel. Catch you in the next one. Until then, like, share, and learn.